Hey, if y'all remember my Dragon's Dogma 1 review, y'all would know I enjoyed that game, but had to abandon ship early due to it not being a game for me. And with Dragon's Dogma 2, I feel no different about it. It is an incredible game. But the big things holding it back from being legendary is the easily confusing quest structure, repetitive world exploration, and a couple of points I'll get into later. I currently sit at 25-ish hours of playtime. All footage was captured on the Xbox Series X, and the vocations that you will be sitting will be the Fighter, Warrior, and Mystic Spearhand. Now, with all that out the way, let's get into it. So, general premise of the game is you are the Arisen, the main hero that has been marked by the dragon Gregory, and further down the line after Dragon's Dogma 1, you take him out and now you become the ruler of Vernworth, and then later down the road somebody fucking brainwashes you and wipes your memory, then you get sold into slavery. While in slavery, you get to make a character, and then on the first day of the job, you get a vision of somebody, I don't know who the hell it is, but he starts to give you your memories back a little bit. He tells you, hey, you're the Arisen, and then telling you like, hey, you can control pawns. I hope you fucking know that. And then you break the fuck out. After you break out, you create your pawn and shit like that. Now you're on a journey to get your throne back. So let's talk about the visuals a little bit. This game is beautiful, fixing a lot of the issues I had with the original, like the weird filter they placed above your character after you get poisoned or drenched, the disturbing green, purple, and blue coloring on darker skin. Lastly, the heavy contrast and extreme exposure made Dragon's Dogma an eyesore to experience. Where on the darker side of the brightness modes, it was just extremely black with like a green blob around your screen. And then when you brighten the contrast a lot more, the game started getting ashy, and then like it's just ugly. The game ugly as hell on brighter and darker settings on Dragon's Dogma 1, which I fucking did not like. And now Dragon's Dogma 2 gives your character a dark purple smoke cloud or drenches them in purple slime when you get poisoned. The water darkens the clothes up and slows your movement a bit, and the oil turns you shiny like you're about to audition for Magic Mike. Watching magic users do their thing is absolutely astonishing. Big ass ice blizzards, meteors punching holes in the fucking floor, and the tornado from Wizard of Oz even makes an appearance. But because you know there's always something, at the Sigma Malay user that I am, when you are fighting while abilities start to crack off like the ice blizzard and tornado, that shit gets in the way. While the subject of Malay classes are here, I would like to mention that the visualization of how heavy each weapon is to handle was amazing. The warrior's two-handed weapons are slow, but you can tell off looks they hit like the Isekai King. The dual-bladed staff swings quick but has a slow recovery due to the weapon's length. The fighter's sword and shield are a perfect balance of speed and weight. The landscapes and scenery in this game feel a bit dull and repetitive when traveling through due to a lack of interest in POIs. Like, if y'all can remember fucking Elden Ring where you had the big ass Erd tree, or legit if you walk maybe 2 to 3 minutes out, you had the blood swamp, the scarlet rot swamp. Or if you look at Remnant 2, you had that big ass glowing tree and shit that you can go to. When it came to Elden Ring and Remnant 2, their landscapes were fucking beautiful. Dragon's Dogma 2 don't have that. If you're in the forest, you're in the forest, and then you may see a town or a cave, but like legit all the caves look the same. It's like maybe 1 or 2 that look different. After playing a bunch of 60 FPS games, this game is visually less smooth animation wise, making it more prevalent due to the pauses that the game does when you land attacks. This game currently runs at 30 frames and you can uncap it. During combat, I didn't notice any frame drops, but during normal exploration, I've had no less than 5 huge dips in frames. With this game using a ton of AI aspects, the game made my fucking Xbox catch the Black Plague. Nigga had bronchitis. Nigga needed a med kit, a Senzu bean, and a motherfucking revive just to reach the next cities and shit. Gameplay is what makes this game interesting and keeps you wanting more. Malay classes are great at exploiting downed enemies and keeping enemies knocked off balance for the rest of the team to clean up. Magic users are the DPS gods due to being able to exploit elemental weaknesses. Archers are the anti-air demons, knocking down flying enemies in a breeze and sporting the highest mobility. So I know I touched on this earlier, but we have to circle back because I really feel like I need to drive the point home. The exploration in this game feels devoid of soul. If you aren't using fairy stones or the town ox carts, you will be fucking walking. Fairy stones require a port crystal to use, which 3 of the 9 possible are provided just by doing the story quest, 2 are in 2 of the towns, and then 1 they'll just hand to you. And the other port crystals will have to be purchased for around 30k on top of the 10k per fairy stone. Ox carts are the low cost options, running at 1 to 300 gold, but only traveling to the major cities exclusively during the morning times. During my playthrough, the ox carts I would take seem to always have beef with niggas. I can honestly count on one hand how many times I was able to shoot from point A to point B. With the inflation of teleportation prices and my Ubers beefing with the whole damn world, I decided it was best to walk. You can run into civilians, merchants, and other players' pawns while adventuring to help them from being attacked or escort them back to a safe location. On the escort missions, from my experience, it was usually on the same path you were headed, rather to a quest, or if you was going to a major city or something like that, it'll usually be in that same direction that she was going. And with the pawns you meet on your adventure, you can have them join your party, but be careful because you can contract the pawn exclusive disease called Dragon's Plague. Nigga got that Magic Johnson disease in here, which is contracted by adventuring with a pawn affected, with the only cure being to have your pawn picked up and passing it off to another, or killing your pawn and then heading to the morgue to revive him with the wake stone. The upgraded banter between the pawns is amazing. Alongside showing you hidden treasures and where the mission is, they speak on the tendencies of other players, team comps, prejudices towards other races, also your team comps and tendencies. One of my biggest issues with DD1 was the fact that the pawns never seemed to want to move out of the way when it came to battles. You'd be fighting and then next thing you know, you have to stop and revive them every 3 to 5 minutes. Only enemy type I've seen the pawns struggle with in DD2 was the dragons due to their magic. Honestly, I miss DD1's vocation setup, being able to pick whatever vocation you want to choose off the rip. Also being able to turn your pawns into the hybrid classes. Now that the amazing support hybrid classes like the Trickster, Magic Archer, and Mystic Spearhand are Arisen exclusive, it makes your pawns somewhat the main source of DPS if you want great team support. So I've been saying vocations the entire video, and I bet some of you are confused. Vocations are, in more simpler words, this game's class system, which there are 10 that include the fighter, which wields the sword and shield, warrior that uses 2-hand claymores and hammers, mystic spearhand aka your dual-bladed pole-wielding magic knight, archer that uses bows and trick arrows, magic archer, thief, which was the assassin class before they took a nigga's right to bear arms, the mage, which is the more support magic class using healing spells, etc. Sorcerer is the mage on Adderall, trickster, which uses the genie lamp and conjures illusions to distract enemies, and lastly the warfare, which is the hybrid class with the access to all weapons and certain abilities from each. With a game that wants you to walk as much as this one does, the stamina drains entirely too fast. I'm level 46 and the longest I can run is for 2 minutes, as long as I'm the warrior class. While I was the mystic spearhand, I spent more time recovering or using items just to get stamina than actually fighting. If you are used to other RPGs, the lack of a universal dodge with having no lock on makes this game have a weird difficulty during combat. I don't have to say too much about the character creator other than it is very in-depth, allowing you a large amount of freedom in the creator. I was watching the Black Hokage's first impressions and he ran into Kratos from God of War and 2 characters from the Baldur's Gate series during the previews. Me wanting to see how free the creator is, I made very close representations of Roland and Lilith from the Borderlands series. You have 3 choices of race in this game: human, beastren, and elven. This is the section where I'll be talking about any funny things I've ran across as well as any bugs and glitches. So a little early game spoiler here. During one of the flashbacks, this nigga Gregory gets his signature way up, I feel blessed. Nigga, do y'all know y'all can go to a fucking brothel in this game? I didn't go because I'm a child of God and I don't do things like that, but you can. Obviously, Capcom got tired of their fans being virgins in game and in real life, so they said, here the fuck y'all go. If you get lost in this game, you can talk to one of the oracles that give you a riddle, which is supposed to be helpful but ends up still confusing the fuck out of you even more than you are. I experienced a bug in combat when too many things are happening at once. The fucking audio would just go insane, batshit crazy haywire. So y'all remember the fact that I was playing as Roland, a black guy from the Borderlands series, right? Why the fuck the first achievement that they give you is called First Taste of Freedom? Escape the bonds of slavery. I don't think that should have been the first fucking achievement we got in this game. I would have called it quits around the 5 to 10 hour mark, but I was so determined that I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna rely on nothing but the game guides. So when it came to quests where I got stuck, I legit just went to Google. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna Google it. And honestly, it's not something I enjoy. That's not a fun thing about video games to me, when I have to rely on somebody else to help me the fuck out. That's one of my biggest pet peeves about the Dragon's Dogma series. Dragon's Dogma and its sequel are games for the no-lifers, niggas that get no coochie whatsoever. This too would have ended up in the Shadow Realm. So let me end this by saying, this game is not for anyone that is just trying to play the game and enjoy it without paying attention. The combat has a lot going on, but the lack of a lock on and dodge takes some time to get used to. Exploration didn't need to be this damn bland and time consuming. Story was great until I had got lost. Now, I just want to thank y'all for fucking with me. Make sure that you leave a like, hit that subscribe because I do have more content on the way. Hit that bell so you never miss another video. Check out my review of Dragon's Dogma 1, which will be in the top card right here, or it'll be posted on screen right after this. My name is DubloH, and I am out. Yes, sir.
Hold on, baby, hit the pog on, do you dance on it? Bust it down, baby, let me see, spread them legs, let me see what you got. Do your job, I got a check for you. Throw a couple bands, put in work, I got some more for you. Slow it down for me, drop it down, go get wild for me, small for me, bend it over, go and touch your toes for me. Pause for me, get the can, baby, do a show for me. All money, if you clean and good, I got a note for you.